Beyond the noise and the negativity, there is a Jamaica that is building, thriving and thinking. At Let's Talk, we're capturing that spirit and exploring the issues that define our modern lives, from empowerment to finance to current affairs. It's more than just a conversation. It's an investment in us. This is Let's Talk. Welcome. I'm David Henry, host of Let's Talk, where we're bringing you the stories that matter. Now, when we talk about national development, we often think about infrastructure or the economy. But a truly modern nation stands on a foundation of trust, specifically the relationship between our public institutions and the citizens they serve. Today, we're going behind the scenes of one of the most important agencies in that process, the Police Civilian Oversight Authority. And we're sitting down with the CEO to understand how her team is driving the transformation of the JCF, boosting accountability and building a stronger, safer Jamaica. Please welcome to our show, Mrs. Otarah the statuess, Mrs. Otarah Byfield-Nugent, CEO of the PCOA.
Thank you.
How are you, Otarah?
I am doing great. Yes,
nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're looking lovely as usual.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. For many Jamaicans, the work of the PCOA might sound technical. Could you clarify it for us? And what exactly is the PCOA's mandate? And why is its work as an independent monitor is so critical for the health of our police service?
Okay, so certainly for persons who are listening and viewing, anything you want to know about the PCOA, you can find it in the PCOA Act, because the PCOA is a creature of statute. So our mandate, our functions are contained in that body of work. But for simplicity, the PCOA was designed to either inspect, audit, monitor the standards of performance of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
So is this an independent body?
It is an independent body. It's external to the JCF. And so we look at their rules, we look at their procedures, we look at their policies, how those are administered, and essentially determine whether they are doing what they are supposed to do based on these policies and these rules and these standards. So essentially, we could liken ourselves to the Auditor General for the JCF. That's how we see it.
Okay.
Right.
Many view oversight as a check and balance, but you've championed it as a tool for professionalism. How does the PCOA's inspection and auditing process actually help the JCF become a more efficient and modern organization?
Okay, so essentially as an external body to the JCF, what we are mandated to do is to ensure that they comply with their rules and regulations. And so any objective that we have in framing programs is always to ensure that there's accountability, is always to ensure that there's increased compliance, is always to ensure that there are quality policing services that are afforded to the public because of this compliance, and at the end of the day to ensure that we build trust and confidence in a system that is designed for national security. So when we do our programs, for instance, we have something that is called our station monitoring program. Remember I said we try to raise the bar of compliance.
Correct.
So our station monitoring program isolates 2 stations. We look at 2 stations over a 5-month period. And what we do is to see the connection between increased monitoring and increased compliance. So what you find when people are being audited or monitored consistently over a period, there's a tendency for them to comply with the rules.
Fall in line.
Right. And that is where now you start to get that efficient service, that is where you start to see that compliance coming forth, because there's a constant watch over what you're doing.
So how old is the PCOA?
Well, the PCOA actually was created in 2005 under statute, but really became operational in 2007. And so if you do the math, which I can't, which I can't do very well, but it's pretty much
21 years.
21,
yes.
right, 21 years. But I think over the time we have evolved, just as civilian oversight has evolved. Generally, we have evolved in terms of what we do. So a lot of our programs seek to get the buy-in of the JCF, to get them involved, to get them essentially to follow the procedures and the policies that are designed for them in their operations. A big part of, you spoke about how we shape, how independent monitoring helps with a healthy policing service.
Right.
It's very important, because now people tend to have more confidence in a system where there's an external person overseeing what somebody else is doing. The very person you're monitoring. And that is why we are very important in this role.
Indeed, and I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But would our society believe that that is so?
I would think so, because I think a big part of our program is really engaging the public about what we do, having an understanding about what we do, having an understanding, giving them an understanding about what their role is in this whole transformation of the JCF. Because although we are the PCOA, it is really a representation of the public having scrutiny of the JCF and what it does. And so it's very important we try to invite the public to give us their feedback about how their engagement with the police service is. And then now we shape our programs and our policies and what our operations around this feedback that we get from the public. So I think we get the buy-in from them when we get them involved in the process, because the JCF is serving you
right.
as the public. And so it's very important to have their feedback to design the programs that we need to drive that that conformance, to drive that compliance, to drive that quality policing service that we want.
Okay, beautiful. So, and how has that buy-in been? Can you say, because sometimes the public will say there's just so much going on, the police this and the police that, right? And we hear the public scream and talk. So is the buy-in?
I think we're getting there, naturally, because of the history of the operations of the JCF. I mean, there's still a struggle in terms of building confidence and trust in the system. But I think we are able to say that there's an increased awareness, there's an increased involvement, because a lot of what we are now seeing is people coming forward to give us their feedback about policing services and their engagement with the police. So we have a platform online on our website that allows for you to raise your complaints and for you to raise your commendations about your engagement. And we have seen an increase in that, increase in those numbers. Right. Okay. So I think people are buying into it. Right.
Otarah, hold that thought.
Okay.
We have to take a break. Let's Talk will be right back.
Hi, my name is Hyacinth MacDonald, and I am the CEO and visionary of Kingston Night Market. You are watching Let's Talk.
What great stories do you want to tell today? We are your storytellers. We are Digital Video Concept.
If you come to Jamaica and you want to have the best shoots ever, you have to call Digital Video Concept.
Producing extraordinary imagery with high-definition cameras on the ground and in the sky. Excellence is in our nature. Call us today for all your video storytelling need.
None of this would be possible, of course, if we didn't have our partners at Digital Video Concept.
Are you ready? We are ready. Let's go!
Your brand deserves to be seen. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose Symbiotic Media, delivering ultra-sharp, crystal-clear LED screens that make every image pop. Brighter visuals, seamless setup, service you can trust. From major events to intimate podcasts, big or small, we do it all. Your screen deserves to be seen. Call Symbiotic Media, 876-429-1110.
Are you seeking specialty dental care? Well, look up Emirates Facial and Dental Specialists, Jamaica's only all-specialty dental practice. All board-certified oral surgeons, periodontists, and endodontists, offering maxillofacial procedures such as wisdom teeth extractions, laser gum surgery, dental implants, and root canals. Dr. Williams, Parkin, and Beecher offer state-of-the-art specialty procedures at affordable fees. Call 876-678-6967 or 876-391-2923 to schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. Otarah, your leadership has been marked by key initiatives, most notably the Transforming Our Police Service program, which is TOPS. We often hear about the challenges of policing, but what does successful transformation look like through the lens of the TOPS program?
Okay, very good question. But before I proceed to answer, I think Jamaica needs to know a little bit about what TOPS is all about, that initiative.
Fair enough.
So the Transforming Our Police Service program started in 2019, and it's actually an accountability framework. So it's not just one thing, it comes in phases. There are 4 phases, and all these phases come together to drive accountability. That is the intention. And so the very first phase is an incentivized inspection program. So we go in the field and do the work, but incentivized in the sense that it becomes a competition that encourages now officers and stations to now compete against each other. So it gives that element of wanting to do better and wanting to win.
So why did you feel the need to bring about such an initiative?
Because, again, the whole business of oversight is to drive accountability. And one way of driving accountability is to encourage and to boost morale.
Indeed.
And one way of boosting morale is to have awards and incentives.
Indeed.
And so we wanted to
Completely.
find something creative. And I think a very important thing I want to highlight is the boosting the morale part of it. So they have officers and the stations and the JCF have something to look forward to. Not that it's not their work, their normal operations, but they have something to look forward to and see that somebody appreciates what they do.
Indeed.
So we have that field work, which is incentivized. We do the inspections, look at the numbers, and then we have our award ceremony. We have specific awards. So we award these officers who are doing extremely well, because what it now signals is what success looks like in the JCF.
In the JCF.
Right.
Correct.
Having had that award ceremony and all the fanfare, we now have to get back to business. So we have a performance review meeting, which now looks at all the work that all the findings that we have from our report of that particular area that we're inspecting. It brings...
Not to cut you, and is this performance annually? How often is this performance done?
Okay, so this TOPS program is done once per year per JCF geographic area. So the JCF has 5 areas, so we go through 1 per year. So this performance review meeting sits together all the commanders, the station commanders, the divisional commanders, the area commanders, the high command, the PCOA board, and the Police Service Commission, which looks at hiring and firing and disciplining officers. We sit together and we discuss this report. And so at the end of the day, you must accept the findings and you must set targets for improvement. And then those targets, we go back and do the reinspection. The importance of this program is that it allows us now to accept and to see where we are, where the gaps are, what we need to improve on. You set your personal targets, we go and check the targets, and if those targets are met, then all would be well. But we still want to ensure at the end of the day there's some sustainability in the targets that you have set. Hence, we have the re-inspections.
So you've brought this initiative since 2019. So we're talking about what, 6 years?
6 years. So
6
we have
years.
completed a
Going
full
on
cycle. Right.
A full cycle. It being almost the 7th year.
Yeah.
How successful has it been?
I think it is an absolutely successful program. If you're looking at one, boosting of morale, it's something that the officers look forward to at the end of each year. When we talk about compliance, when they come to the meeting and set their targets and we go back in, we see those improvements. When we talk about influence and impact on other areas where we are going to inspect, that becomes now the template of success for the other areas that are involved in the program. Right.
Okay, good. We also notice that there is a concerted effort to include the youth in this program. Why was that necessary?
Okay, so very necessary because young people always have a voice. If we're in the business of transformation, it means the future. Young people are the future.
Indeed.
And so you have to know what their thoughts are and involve them in the engagement from a very early stage. And so we had to find a creative way to get them engaged and get them involved in the whole process of transforming the JCF, what they want to see it look like in the future. And so that is why we have our high school secondary poster competition every year as a part of the program, which will be in Area 4 this year. Kingston Central, schools in Kingston Central, Kingston Western, Kingston Eastern, St. Andrews Central, and St. Andrews South. So those high schools will be able to participate in what a force for good looks like through art. Yeah.
And how have the youth, because you started this youth program, how long ago? In 2019 as well?
No, we started in 2023, just a few years after. But it has been very fulfilling just to see young people. When you see that artwork, you see the intricacies, you see the thought process going in that artwork. You now understand why hearing or listening to the voices and the thoughts of the young people is very important.
Oh, indeed.
Absolutely. So.
But Otarah, so the youth that you're getting involved, is it through a wide cross-section of the society, the youth or is it this high school kids?
High school students.
University students, what?
For now, high school students that are high schools contained in the area that we're looking at for the TOPS program. So as I said, it's Area 4, so the high schools that are based in that area. So we're talking about St. Andrew High School for girls, Holy Child with Dunoon.
Okay.
We're talking about Camperdown. So those high school students are situated in art, that are particularly interested in art and have a voice and want to say something about what good policing-citizen relationship should look like. So it's a little bit small for now, but we are hoping to expand in the future if we can get sponsorship, for sure.
Why did you choose art?
Because you have to find
choose a poster program?
Because you have to find a creative and fun way for young people to be engaged. And at the end of the day, we wanted to create a calendar and a coloring book. And what better way to do that than through art, where you're able to see that image of what good police-citizen relationship looks like. So at the end of the day, that was the objective. We wanted a calendar from the top posters, and we wanted a coloring book as well to distribute in early childhood institutions to now start to create positive images about police-citizen relationship.
Okay.
Right, so that's why we chose art.
So you chose, you spoke about incentivizing the JCF. How do you incentivize these youths?
Oh, absolutely. we have lots of surprises. We have cash awards.
Right.
We have awards as it relates to technology, so your computers, your tablets. We have various sponsors that come on board that really try to provide something that is worthwhile for them to participate in the program. But I will tell you that the cash award
always trumps.
Yes, but it is a good sum. Let's just say that. And the teachers who guide these students also benefit as well.
Beautiful.
Yes.
We're up on another break, Otarah. Just give us a minute and we'll be right back. Let's talk. We'll be right back.
If I'm bringing people into this sacred space, then, I I need to show them the way, and then it would make me a different person.
Indeed.
And for days I was wrestling with this thought, and by the time I got back to Jamaica, I said, yes, I know what it is. We need a platform, right, so that we can showcase and do the same, of course.
Your brand deserves to be seen. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose Symbiotic Media, delivering ultra-sharp, crystal-clear LED screens that make every image pop. Brighter visuals, seamless setup, service you can trust. From major events to intimate podcasts, big or small, we do it all. Your screen deserves to be seen. Call Symbiotic Media, 876-429-1110.
Are you seeking specialty dental care? Well, look up Emirates Facial and Dental Specialists, Jamaica's only all-specialty dental practice. All board-certified oral surgeons, periodontists, and endodontists, offering maxillofacial procedures such as wisdom teeth extractions, laser gum surgery, dental implants, and root canals. Dr. Williams Parkin and Beecher offers state-of-the-art specialty procedures at affordable fees. Call 876-678-6967 or 876-391-2923 to schedule an appointment today.
What great stories do you want to tell today? We are your storytellers. We are Digital Video Concept.
If you come to Jamaica and you want to have the best shoots ever, you have to call Digital Video Concept.
Producing extraordinary imagery with high-definition cameras on the ground and in the sky. Excellence is in our nature. Call us today for all your video storytelling need.
None of this would be possible, of course, if we didn't have our partners at Digital Video Concept.
Are you ready? We are ready. Let's go!
Welcome back to Let's Talk. I got to find out that she's a Jago girl. You know, so lovely representation.
Absolutely.
Otarah, your journey is unique. Moving from legal counsel and corporate secretary to leading a national agency. What drives you in a role that requires such high levels of accountability? And is this what Jago prepared you for?
I would think so. I give all credit to my school and my parents, but anyway, interesting question. As you said, I started at the PCOA as legal counsel and corporate secretary, actually in 2010, and actually placed me in a very unique position to see different perspectives as it relates to civilian oversight of law enforcement. And so I was legal counsel being thrust into doing inspections, so going out in the field and seeing what's happening in the field.
Right.
And I was corporate secretary, and in that role I was exposed to the operational and the managerial side of the entity because I was entrusted with the welfare of the board members. So I had those two unique perspectives, and so I was able to transition when my predecessor left. And I will say that he did prepare me in terms of exposing me to so many things, right? So many things as it relates to conferences and books and all those things about oversight. So it put me in a unique position to be able to transition very well. Now, having been in it for years, having been in the inspections, having been on the road and see how people feel and having that engagement, it became my heart and soul.
Okay.
Right, and I felt that it was imperative for me to be a part of the transformational process. But what really helped me and propelled me into the position has to be, and I will always say this every opportunity I get, is my staff.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. I have the best, although small,
great support team.
I have a great support system that believes in the vision, that believes in the transformation, and that they are prepared to do whatever it takes to drive that transformation.
Beautiful.
So, right. So that is why I decided to take it up and to stick with it and to do the best I can whilst I'm here.
Jago did prepare you.
I think so too. I think so too.
Here's my question. Why the JCF?
Why the JCF? I think at the end of the day, well, why not the JDF? Because my husband was a soldier. I didn't want to get involved with it. But why the JCF? The JCF has, its mandate is to serve, protect, and reassure. And that involves serving me, protecting me, and reassuring me and my family and my friends and so many people that I interact with.
It affects you as well.
Absolutely. Correct. And so I think that it's very important for all of us, not just the JCF, to be a part of that process of transformation.
And to feel assured.
And to feel assured and reassured and to feel safe.
And to feel safe, indeed.
Right. So that's why I decided JCF.
Okay. So with that said, what are the challenges that come with the role, and how did you overcome this?
Challenges, interesting. Lots of challenges. I think for me, the biggest one is staff complement. There's a lot to do. We're talking about the JCF, a very big institution, 19 geographical divisions, non-geographical formations. And I only have 3 field officers that are to go in the field and do the inspections. So I don't have the human resource capacity.
Right.
But how I overcome this challenge, I have a staff that is dedicated, a staff that will not say no to me, a staff that believes in the vision. And that is very important. Another major challenge would always be budget. You don't have enough to do what you have to do. And so you have to prioritize and rationalize on programs that will be impactful. Another challenge is female leadership, of course. Female leadership.
That was actually going to be my next question, you know.
Female leadership in a space that is male-dominated,
right. Indeed,
as it relates to national security. But how do I overcome this? The proof is always in the pudding. It's not really what people think about you or perceive, but I do what I have to do.
What is the one win you're most optimistic about in the next few years?
One win I'm most optimistic about. All right, so that's one obvious win for me is transformation as it relates to modernization of the JCF, and we go in the technology route. You can see that for yourself, you know.
With everything.
With everything. But I think what is also key is the institutionalization of strong leaders in the JCF that are now being placed in core areas to drive that transformation. I'm seeing that. So we're putting the leadership in place to manage that transformation and to manage that compliance and accountability in the JCF. I think I'm very hopeful for that.
And when you say that, you're not just saying that as a member of the JCF, you're saying that as a member of the public on a whole.
Well, let me correct you. We're not a member of the JCF.
well, then again, right. You're independent, correct.
No, but
you know what
yes, definitely what we're seeing in a lot of strong leadership, even from the very top. So it's not just me being a part of the PCOA. I'm seeing the changes, and I'm hopeful for that in terms of transformation.
Okay. Otarah, thank you so much for demystifying the PCOA and for your tireless commitment to our nation's integrity. And to everyone watching this is what Let's Talk is all about. Conversations with people who are creating real change. Before we go, I want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors who continue to make this show possible. Digital Video Concept, Pro Audio Visual Systems, and Lloyd's Decor and Rentals. If you enjoyed this episode of Let's Talk, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. And please remember, you can also tune in on LCBN TV UK. Let's Talk, your story, our platform. Until next time, stay inspired, stay purposeful, and let's keep talking. I'm David Henry. Shalom.